And things like that can really put you in a dark place if you're not careful. So we had a little get together at my parents' house, and my dad and my dad's brother were talking. I don't remember what the topic of conversation was. I just remember my uncle saying, yeah, I've tried many things. I've tried, I've tried starting my own business. I've tried going to the park, selling churros, selling snow cones, and he said other things too. I just can't really remember what he mentioned, and that I resonated with that because I've tried many things, but it just seems that it just like never works. At least when it comes to like starting some type of business. And it can really make you feel discouraged because I know I get out when I'm on grind mode. It's on. I'm on fire. I get it. So I think this was like 4 years ago. I started going to barbering school. I messed up because I should have just gone strictly to barbering school, but I went to a barbering and cosmetology school in one. The environment there was pretty chaotic. The instructors were good people. I just feel like they could have took their job a little more serious, and it would have helped if they actually helped us to actually cut hair. I passed the course. There's 2 tests you're supposed to take at the end. It's a written test and a hands-on test. I passed the hands-on. A week later, I went to take the written test. I had the review. I went over it, failed it. And every time you take the test, it's $90. So at that time, I was working 2 full-time jobs and doing that, and I was going to barbering school. So at that time, I was getting very little sleep, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. So the second time I went to go take the test, I was studying, and I stayed up late studying the review. I memorized the question and the answers. I've never done that before, no test. I was never really, the smartest student in school, but I did that. So I was confident. I woke up a little late. I got there like 2 minutes late. And if you're late, you fail, and you have to pay again to retake it. So I had to go back home that day. I went through the review again, and I went back to take it the third time. I failed it again. I don't know if maybe if I had a short fuse at that time because of barely getting any sleep. But I felt really discouraged and pretty much just never went back to take it. But I messed up. I should have when during that time I should have kept going to try to at least pass it. But the schooling didn't go in vain. I've been cutting my hair for a few years now, so I've saved a lot of money on haircuts. I cut my dad's hair, my nephew's hair, my brother's hair, my son's hair. So it's a skill that that I have underneath my belt, and that test is still waiting for me, but I'm holding off on that. So I failed that, took an L. So a couple years later, I went into a trade, to try to go into a trade, which to be an electrician. And when you sign up, I believe it's like a G200, 1,200 for the semester, for 2 quarters, and there's 4 quarters in total for the year. So I started that, and I ended up getting a job as a electrical apprentice almost right away. And I had another part-time job for Saturday and Sunday. So I was doing the electrical apprenticeship program thing, and I had the part-time job, and plus the school. So when I got interviewed to be an electrical apprentice, the owner of the company was a chill guy, at least at the interview. I got hired on, started working, and I did my best. Honestly, I did my best. I would hustle. I would run whenever we would need something from the truck. I would run to the truck, get it, go back. I would try to do my best. And it's something that was brand new to me, so I could only do the best that I could. There was one guy that worked there that was a genuine dude. He was a cool guy. But everybody else, I can't say the rest for everybody else. The manager would call me out of my name, and he would say certain things that was like disrespectful. No reason to even say. There was he had somebody working for him that was highly disrespectful. Like, this dude was legit what you would call a bully. I remember one time I was putting up some lights, and you have to measure the room out. You have to measure the room out good. And so I measured it, and I thought I had it correctly. And so as I was climbing up the ladder to go and put the light up, that dude comes up to me, and he's like, "Yo, what the F?" He's like, "Look, come." He's like, "Get off that ladder." And so I get off, and mind you, I'm brand new to this. I'm brand new to their company. I'm not trying to have no smoke with nobody. I'm the only brown person there. I'm trying to keep this job. I'm trying to, learn this trade. I'm trying to, better myself. So, I had to bite my tongue on many occasions there. Many occasions. So I get off the ladder, and he tells me, look, come back here. So I go back a little bit, and he's like, look, he points, he points to my mark, to where I had marked to put up the light. And he's like, does that look centered to you? And, you know, I looked at it again, and it looks centered to me. And I told him, I'm like, well, I mean, to me, it looks centered. And he's like, no, the F it doesn't. And this dude just, he snatches my drill out of my hand. And there was a trash can kind of by the ladder that I was that I was on. He kicks that ladder like crazy, just kicks it. It goes flying. He goes up there and puts the light on, and then he just like hands me my tools all crazy. And in my head, I'm like, man, I wish we were in a boxing ring right now, And I mean, what could I have said? I'm the newbie. I'm not trying to get on anybody's bad side, especially not the owners. And that dude, I will say, he was their best worker. So I did not want to cause any issues with that dude, and make him quit, because then they would have probably fired me, right after. So then, like a week later, they ended up hiring a new guy, and he was on his first year electrical apprentice on his first year too, for the electrical apprenticeship program. And this guy, even though it was his first year, but he had already been working as an electrician for like 15 years. So this guy was already, a veteran in the trade. He just needs to go back to school, because in my area, you have to have your license now, or you have to be certified to actually be, working as an electrician now. And I noticed they turned up the heat with the way that they were treating me. So I feel like they were trying to, make me quit. I was putting on the plate, the cover for the light switch one day, and there's two screws that you need to put on, and so I used my screwdriver to put it on. I did all of them in the house that day that we were working on. And I'm doing something else at that time. I got done doing that, then I was doing something else, and one of the owners, because it's two guys, one of the owners, he's like, hey, come over here. He's like, he brings me to where the light switch is at, and he's like, look at that. And I'm looking at it, and I don't know what he's trying to point out, and he's like, look at that screw. And so I looked at it, and there's a little scratch on it from the screwdriver. He's like, that looks like dog-ish. He's like, go. He's like, go and take out, go around the house, look at all the screws, and see if any other ones looks like that, and if they do, then change them out. But I mean, that's just like one thing that he said, and yeah, I mean, it's valid. I should have been more careful, and if there was any scratches on any of the screws, yeah, he should call me out on it. But the way that they treated me, the way that they would say it, was disrespectful. Like, for real, I felt like they were treating me like, like a dog, like worse than a dog. And eventually I stopped eating lunch with them. I would just go to my car and eat my lunch there. Then once it was time to go back, I would go to work. And I remember this one day we did a job. We're doing this job at this big house, and it was a long day that day, and I did good that day too. And it was on a Friday, the day that I was going to get paid. And so we're done for the day. We clean up, and the one of the owners is talking to like a builder, one of the builders or something, and I'm waiting for them to end their conversation, so I could collect my check. And once they stop, they end the conversation, that the owner's worker, the one that was like the worst towards me, he calls them over, and they're having like a little conversation. I'm just standing there, just waiting to get my check so I can go home. And they're talking, looking at me at the same time. So it was kind of weird. It was kind of weird. And the owner comes up to me, he gives me my check, and he says, "Hey, so I just want to tell you that we're gonna have to go our separate ways. But I appreciate you working for me." And I just told them, I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity. I thank you. I got my check and left. Knowing those guys, they were probably like, man, he's probably, crying all the way back home. But honestly, I felt relieved. I felt good. I'm not even lying. Like, I felt good. I was like, dang, man, good thing this guy fired me, because I don't know how I would have, got out of this mess. Yeah, I could have, applied somewhere else, but I guess I kind of felt stuck. So took another L. I felt discouraged again, and I ended up just leaving the program. And that part-time job that I had, I ended up just taking it full-time. And that's where I'm at currently. So at that time, I'm not gonna lie, during this electrical program, I was a little bit distracted. I wasn't fully locked in, laser sharp focused into it. I wanted it, I really wanted to become an electrician, but I ended up I'm gonna confess, I ended up picking the bottle. I ended up overindulging in alcohol. I wasn't getting drunk, but it was something that became like a daily thing. As soon as I get off work, pick up a good like 2 tall boys, occasionally 3. If I was really feeling down and out, pick up 4. And those were the times where I would pick up 4 were the days that I overdid it, and I was messing up. But I mean, I would still go to work. I would still do my best. I'm in good shape, so it's not like I'm not no slacker. I grind, but God wasn't gonna let me advance doing things like that. Like it's not wrong to drink. It's not wrong to have yourself a drink. But the way that I was doing it at that time was, it was a little overboard. And when I was going to barbering school, I was clean, like off of just laser sharp focus, my 2 full-time jobs and going to school and all that. I was on it. And that's when I had, my awakening too, with doing the 2 jobs in the school. That's when I, woke up to the truth of Christ, to the truth of God, the Bible, the state of the world. And so there was times where, I would only get like an hour or 2 of sleep, because once I got done working the 2 jobs, I would get on YouTube and do research. I was hungry, for truth. I think this was like back in like 2018. I was already reading my Bible before that, but that's when I, found the space that YouTube offers with all the, the truth speakers and things like that. So maybe I was overdoing it when I was going to barbering school. But I take full accountability that since I took on, such big responsibility like that, I should have put in a billion trillion effort to it. Even though I was putting like max effort, but I should have just kept putting even more on top of that. And then, but I mean, everything happens for a reason. I'ma just leave it at that. So taking L after L, losing money trying to do these things, it can really discourage you. Can really make you feel like you have no purpose in this life, like you're a loser, like you're just not good at it. You're just not good at anything. Like I've heard a phrase that goes, a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And sometimes I feel like that too, because I know how to do quite a bit of things, but when it comes to like really saying like, oh hey, this thing right here is I'm a master at this, I haven't got there yet. I'm still trying to really analyze everything that I've been blessed with, and really point out what thing it is that is for me. So I'm praying on it. I'm doing what I gotta do to be ready for it, for when it comes. I'm doing way better. Right now I feel like I'm back to when I was working the 2 jobs and going to school, going sleepless and all that. Like I feel like that. I feel like I'm going Super Saiyan. And I've been investing in into my health as well. I've been taking in certain vitamins, certain supplements from reliable and safe sources. I've been guarding my mind, guarding what I see, what I hear, really paying attention to my thoughts, who I'm around. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. And that one phrase that people say, the light at the end of the tunnel, I'm seeing it. And I just want to say, don't beat yourself up for your failures. Don't let your failures discourage you. Don't let your failures make you feel sorry for yourself. Because nobody cares. Really, nobody cares. There's so many things going on in life right now. And the fact that every single human has something going on, has an issue, has problems. Nobody can really care about yours when they got their own. So you feeling sorry for yourself is just gonna make you backtrack. It's gonna make you stay stuck. It's gonna get you lethargic. It's gonna get you to start doing things that is out of character for you, and that's dangerous, because it'll be hard to get out of that rut. People are always gonna have something to say about you, whether it's positive, negative. You're always gonna have critics. You're always gonna have people that are gonna try to pull you down, don't want to see you happy. They might have problems worse than yours, so they're gonna try to make you feel what they're feeling. There's people that haven't got rid of the demons that has plagued them. Those demons are going against you, especially if you're somebody that communicates to the source, to the creator, to the Most High. Those demons can see you, and they'll attack, and they'll show no mercy. These demons have no mercy towards God's people. We know what the Bible says, that Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to take us all out. So we got to make sure that we are grounded in God's word. We're rooted strong in his word, and not let nothing petty that the enemy throws at us prosper. We're warriors. We're God's warriors, so we got to be the ones prospering. We got to be the ones winning the battle over these demons. And we can't quit. That's another thing. We can't stop working. We can't stop trying to become the individual that God created. We have to keep moving forward, and as we keep on moving forward, we're gonna become who we need to be. We gotta be working. We gotta make sure that if it all ends today, Christ comes back, that he catches us working, that he catches us doing something that at least was going towards our purpose. So stay encouraged, keep moving forward. Don't feel sorry for yourself, and don't lose faith. Yeah, pretty much. Don't lose faith. The Most High is real. Christ is real. His word is real. Don't let anybody try to make you feel like you're crazy because you believe in this word. They called Noah crazy. They hated Christ. So it's to be expected, you know. Don't take it as something that that's strange to you. Just know that it comes with this walk. So stay strong, fam. Much love to all you. Salute.